YouTube, what's happening? It's Friday, June 27th, and we're going to start with MLB first today, like always. We have 15 games on the slate today. Everybody's playing. It's a typical Friday. No day games, though. The first game starts at 6:40, so, what can you do? I thought we have a little bit of a sweat today. Nah. We have all the sheets. We're going to break them down. We're going to look at the props. We do what we always do. Every single video we do here. No days off. Never. We look at every game. We see if there's value. If there is, we take it. Simple as that. So let's look at yesterday. There were 9 games yesterday. These are the plays I personally took. Vladdy got hit with a pitch in the first at bat. Can't do nothing about that. We cannot predict injuries around here. It happens. Seattle, Minnesota. Minnesota said, hold my beer. I got you. Don't worry. Minnesota got the overforce by themselves. Thank you very much. Tampa, KC. Tampa shut down KC. It was amazing. Philly, Houston, Murphy did hit. Beautiful little sweat we had. Cubs, St. Louis, nope. Dodgers, nope. Miami, yes. Miami, very much so, yes. And then, eastbound and down himself did get us 6 strikeouts. So it started off rough, but we crawled back to a 4-4 day. This is after starting 16-4 the last 2 days. I will take a 4-4 day. Winning isn't hard. Trying not to lose is hard, because anybody can go 10-2. How many times can you prevent going 2-10? That's the main thing we do around here. So if we have bad days, we try to keep them slightly bad. 4-4, beautiful. We lost some juice. That's all we lost. So if you want the plays typed out for every single sport, I do, or access to the spreadsheet, which is now a website, all you got to do is go check out the plus tier on Patreon. It's all there for you. So other than that, let's stop wasting time. You know what we need to do? Let's go ahead and jump into weather. That's what we need to do. Check out the weather real quick. So got this refresh. Yep, 6:41 game. We can see rain potentially in Pittsburgh, Baltimore. Yeah, you can we'll kind of just scroll through these, see if anything looks good. Yankees, not too, a little bit of rain maybe. Cincy, no, nothing there. Detroit, maybe some rain all over the place. Boston, nothing. Cleveland, nothing really. Wind blowing out at 9 with 88 miles an hour, but you'll see. What? Braves, nothing really to worry about there. White Sox out at 11, 86 degrees with a little bit of rain. Nothing. KC, hot but nothing. Angels, nothing. And then Arizona's the dome. So, yeah, there's no real weather issues to worry about today, which is probably a good thing. We've had those this week. So, enough of that. Let's stop wasting time. Time to get to the first game right now. All right, first game on our slate is going to be Mets and Pirates. Currently, it is Mets 154 with an 8.5 total. We look over at our spreadsheet, we can see our numbers and see the Mets have been doing pretty poorly here with the bats, but so is Pittsburgh. They're not terrible, they're just below average right now. Mets have been terrible. When you're 20th, 21st, 20th, and 22nd, and your runs, average, hits, and RBIs, which is the main 4 categories that I look at, that's why they're the top of each group. That means you're below average if you're in that 20-25 range. Pittsburgh, same story, but a little bit better. They're averaging a couple things like RBIs, hits, and average. Runs, they're only 20th. They're both, potentially nerfy, because nerfy, we want those to be green, because 0.2 runs, 0.3 runs in the last 10 in the first inning. That's what they're averaging. And you see how many times they both hit the nerfy themselves, 8 out of 10 times. So this could be a nerfy play if the pitching's good. Let's go look at the pitching, shall we? This is Outlier. Link in the pinned comment. Click it so I can get you a week for free. For everything up here, the entire website is free for a week. Good stuff. So Keller versus Peterson is going out there. Keller 2.5. We have no greens in the last 5, so we don't really care about strikeouts or anything crazy like that. Peterson, we can see what he's up to. Let's look at these 2 earned runs. At 3.2, oh no. See, we're not taking a nerfy play with a pitcher who gives up at least 3 runs a game. That ain't good. Anything higher than 3 is below average in my book. So 3 I can deal with. But higher than that, I like at least 2.5 at least. So and then Peterson is at 2.4 himself, but you see he's been kind of rough last time. So based on that alone, the pitchers are weak. We can't trust those for a nerfy. I don't want to sweat that much. No, so let's look at the matchups. Keller versus Mets historically. Anybody tee off on the man? Probably. Let's see. Soto's got 4 for 10, but nothing to really show for it. Beatty is 2 for 5 with a home run. Ooh. Nemo's got a home run, but 267. There's nothing really jumping out here. Righties versus Mets. There you go. Pittsburgh versus lefties. That's a lot of damn red. Except for Bart. Bart, love him a lefty. Hey, ain't nothing changing with him. He love a lefty. McCutchen too. McCutchen's pretty good with lefties. Everyone else struggles hard. So that's not a good sign for the Pittsburgh. Peterson versus Pittsburgh. Historically, well, they've actually done, well, not really. Our team got a 143 against him. That's a 1 for 2. That don't matter. That don't count. That don't count. That don't count. We got a couple home runs here, but McCutcheon's only got a buck 25 and 16 at bats. That means he struggles against. He's good against lefties, not named Peterson. So that's all right. Same with Bart. Bart struggles. Everybody else seems to be a couple of bats, not much data. I think that's still a lean for Peterson because you can see Keller's been giving up more runs. Now Houston tagged him for 6. Let's look at his whole season. Whole season 2.6, last 10 2.7, last 5 3.2. He's getting worse, even though the last 2 games are pretty good. Let's look at Peterson again. Whole season, what you've been up to? Yeah, you just had your worst game in the entire season. You ain't gone above 3 the entire season. You just did this to the Phillies. I lean Mets. I lean Mets right now. I'm gonna say that right now. Is that Pittsburgh? That is a little concerning. Nothing's really standing out except the fact that Pittsburgh can't hit lefties, and the only 2 that can't hit Peterson. I like that setup. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look over here and see Mets 154 on the money line. Oh, I mean over here. There we go. I can get Mets 154. I like that. I don't. And they have the talent too. Pittsburgh don't have the talent that they need. So I'm gonna try. It's not a strong play. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not strong, but I like it enough that I'm actually gonna put it on the sheet. So I'm gonna take New York Mets money line in this one and move on to the next one. This is going to be Tampa and Baltimore. All right. Tampa 126 on the road, 8.5 is our total spreadsheet. We see Tampa has been crushing the entire month of June. Has been Tampa June. This is their offense has been top 5 the entire month, and we're almost done with the month. Impressive. Baltimore. Opposite story. So you can see one team clearly has an advantage of the bats. Let's go look at the pitching, see who has that advantage over there. We load them up. We swap it up. We go Rays and O's, and we see we got Sagano versus Pepiot. A lot of green here. What we got? Sagano over earned runs. Well, that's not good facing the Rays, is it? That ain't good at all. Sagano hits allowed. That ain't good facing the Rays, who, if you just didn't pay attention, are number 2 in hits at 11.1 per game in the last 10 games. They're averaging 5.8 runs, which is 4th. Yeah, their average is number 1 at 318. Yeah, they're doing pretty good. So Sagano might have him a rough day. Pepiot strikeouts. Well, Baltimore strikeouts. Look at it. 21st at 8.9 per game. There's another play you could take. Right. See, this is a beautiful one. We got multiple options. And then we got Pepiot walks. Nobody's really doing good walks. So we'll look at all 3 of them. Why not? That's what we do here. So let's start. You know what? Let's start with Mr. Pepiot himself, his strikeouts. This is by far this is number 3 of the 3 options to me. Damn, he's been pretty good recently. 7.8 average in his last 5 games. You can see what he's done. His line is 5.5 today. Baltimore striking out like crazy at 8.9. Oh no, that might be 8, 9, 11, 7. That might be a play. That might be a play too. Let's go. Yeah, let's look at the matchup for him real quick. Sagano's never faced Tampa, which is good for Sagano, actually. Righties versus Tampa. Tampa tees off on righties a little bit. They like them some righties, but they're good against everybody. They're just a good team this year. Baltimore versus righties. There you go. And then Pepiot versus Baltimore. Anybody? How is he? Yeah, he shuts them down, don't he? Except for a couple of home runs here and there. Yeah, even the strikeout. Look at that. 50, 50, 66, 66, 50. Oh, my God. I might have multiple plays in this game. Uh-oh. All right, I could literally just pop up 3 plays in this game easily. So, okay, I want Pepiot strikeouts. 5.5 seems too low. It seems way too low. So we're gonna go Pepiot. Wait, if I can spell Pepiot, OT over 5.5 Ks, and then we're gonna go. I mean, I can go Tampa money line. I might have a money line parlay down here at the end. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do it. We're gonna have a money line parlay. It's Friday, right? We have fun on Fridays around here, so. Money line parlay. And guess who we're adding to it? Tampa. It's automatically Tampa. We got Pepiot, and then do we want to fade Sugano? Let's look. Earned runs 3-1-3-3-3. Okay, so he's been 3, not bad. Whole season he's averaging 2.2. He's been a little rough recently. A's, Angels, and Yankees, he gave him 3. Have you faced Tampa? You have not faced Tampa. That's good for Tampa too. Let's look at the hits allowed. How are you on hits? 6.8 is your average in the last 5. Your number's 5.5. That's what we want to see. We want at least a full hit over the number. So if his line's 5.5, we want his average to be 6.5. His average is over that. That's how we do well. We want those cushions that we like. So yeah, I could take Sugano hits. It's 160. But that'll give me 3 plays in one game. I really don't want to take that many plays in a game, to be honest. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to take Pepiot on the strikeouts for Tampa, but I'm also going to take Tampa on the money line because if they win, they're going to attack him a good bit. So but he's not a bad pitcher. It's like you see his numbers were fairly close. We could take this, but I'm going to go Pepio, Tampa money line, and the money line parlay that we will have at the end. And next. Ooh, that was a fun one. Now let's move on to the A's and the Yankees. All right, whatever. 225 for the Yankees at home. 8.5 is our total. Spreadsheet loaded up, and we see the A's are struggling. Bottom 10 in every category that matters. 27th, 23rd, 23rd, 27. That ain't good. That's why you're 4-6. Yankees are 4-6 themselves, but they're actually doing a little bit better. But that just means their pitching's letting them down. They're getting hits, but they're leaving them on base because they can't score runs. That's how the sheet works. It's simple math. The numbers don't lie. So let's look at the props. Let's look at who's pitching today. Because if you got good pitching, you might be all right. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Load them up. And we got Will Warren going up against Mitch Spence. Well, Yankees are 28th in strikeouts. I just looked over and noticed that. 10.3 strikeouts is a lot of strikeouts. A's are only 19th at 8.4. So usually, see, Will Warren has given up at least 2 earned runs in 4 out of 5 games and 7 out of 10. Will Warren, what you doing, buddy? Let's look at Spence too. Let's take a look at this. So Warren, we want to look at a couple things. We'll look at the strikeouts because that's a popular thing. Earned runs. I mean, it's going down. It's trending downward, but man, he got rough 7, 4, 0, 3, 2. That's a 3.2 average. Ugh. Strikeouts. What are you looking like? Ever since that game against the Angels, yeah, his strikeouts ain't really been there. So I'm gonna leave him alone. I think we're not gonna touch that. Spence earned run 6.1014. Okay, you're really good or really bad. There's no in between with you. Let's look at the matchups. Anybody tee off anybody? A's versus Yankees. Anybody? Not a single home run or RBI ever. Interesting. Righties versus A's. There's your stuff. Yankees versus righties, and then Mitch Spence versus Yankees. Rice has a home run, 4 RBIs. Judge is 1 for 1, but that's was it a double? That's it? Yeah, that doesn't, there's nothing here. There's nothing inspiring me in this one. All right, so we have 2 pitchers that are just both up and down. We have 2 offenses where one's terrible, one's average, but they're stranding people on base. Yankees should be the play. They're at home. They should win the game, most likely, but they're at 225 on the money line. It's a little pricey, and I don't really trust. I don't know if I trust the pitching that much. So to me, since there's no clear-cut lean either way, I'm going to pass completely on this one. Move on. Next. All right, let's move on. We got San Diego and Cincinnati. And currently it is 138 San Diego with a 9.5 total. We go to our spreadsheet. We look at our numbers. That's a lot of yellow. That's a lot of yellow. It was all yellow. Ooh. All right. Mid. That's all this is. It's a battle of mid. 5-5, mid. 6-4, a little above average, but still mid. Let's go over and look at the props. Let me guess. We got mid pitching today too, don't we? I bet we do. It's gonna be one of those games. Padres, Reds. Nick Martinez versus Dylan Cease. Okay. Nick Martinez has been getting tagged here recently. 2.5, he's hitting 4 out of 5 games, and he's given up at least 6 hits in every game. So let's look at these two. Don't really have the numbers from San Diego to back this play up, but if it's really bad, we might as well take it. 6.8 on a 5.5. That does technically clear. That does give us the quality we want. We want that 6.5 at least. We got 6.8 on the average with a 5.5 line with a decent odds. Earned runs is even worse. Oh my God. 4 average. Bruh. That is wild. Minnesota for 7, Detroit for 4, Chicago 5. That's all this year. Arizona, you shut them down. Good job. Other than that, Martinez versus San Diego historically. Damn, look at the numbers. 429 for Diaz with a home run, 2 ribbies and a 1.2. Madonna don't count. Louis is 2 for 4 with a home run. When Louis hitting home runs, you know it's a problem. That man don't hit many home runs. Cronenworth, 2, don't count. 333 and 9 at bats, 605 at bats, 504 at bats, 405 at bats, 0 for 1 for Sheets, 0 for 5 for Merrill. Really? Merrill's the one struggling. Bogarts is 0 for 3. So they do pretty well, it looks like. Righties for San Diego overall, Cincy versus righties themselves, and then C's for Cincy, and what was that, 3 for 5 with a couple RBIs for Lux. Other than that, nothing on there. So clearly we have a pitcher struggling in one side and a team that tees off on him historically a little bit, and everything else is mid. So for me, is San Diego the play? Just straight up San Diego money line. It might be the play for real. So I hate betting against Cincy at home because they're just they're really good and really bad at the same time. Does that make sense? That's how they feel. So I think we're gonna, yeah. Do we want to fade Nick, or do we just want to take San Diego? So now the question: which play do we want to take? Do we trust Cincy's bullpen to be bad or good? That's all these questions. I think I want to trust him to give up. The hits are good. 2.5 with a 4 is beautiful too. Like he might get tagged for 3 earned runs. I think I want to go earned runs with Martinez. I think that's want to go. That's my everything's telling me leave the money line alone. Just go Martinez earned runs. So Martinez over 2.5 earned runs. Yeah, we'll take that because he's been so bad here recently. Yeah, yeah. Let me show you. Yeah. That's the last 10 games. Whole season, let's look at it. He's averaging 2.8 in the whole season. He had a stretch like okay, but then he can pop off over 3. He's been over 3, what, 9 out of 15 times? Yeah, absolutely. We're going to take this next. Moving on from there, we got St. Louis and Cleveland. Currently, it is St. Louis 120 on the road with an 8.5 total. Spreadsheet, we see our numbers. Cleveland, the worst offense in the league. Last in runs, 2.7. That ain't good. 27th in average, 27th in hits, 29th in ribbies. That ain't where you want to be. That's terrible. That's why you're 5-5, which means your pitching's been amazing. Your batting is garbage. St. Louis, 7th in runs, 16th in hits, 19th in average, 9th in RBIs. They're doing pretty decent. Good stuff. Let's look over here. So St. Louis clearly has a lean with the bats. Makes sense. Let's look over at, where is it at? Cardinals. Yep. Load them up. Louis LL Cool J Ortiz is going out there for Cleveland, and Sonny Gray is going out there. Now, this one's interesting because if you look over here, we look at the Nerfy numbers. We see they're green, which means each team by themselves, just them, have hit their own personal Nerfy 8 out of the last 10 for both of them. And St. Louis is averaging 0.3 runs in the first inning in the last 10 games. Cleveland's 0.2. Now, somebody in Discord popped up yesterday, or this morning, and broke down and said Sonny Gray is 4-0 to the Nerfy versus Louis Ortiz is 5-0 to the Nerfy. Everything's lining up for a Nerfy play, potentially. That might be something. We'll keep looking. That might be a play. Let's look at let's see, strikeouts. Against St. Louis. St. Louis is 5th in strikeouts at 7 a game. Not a chance we're taking that. Yeah, you're going over, but not against him. That's why your number's so low, probably. Sonny Gray hits. It's going over in 4 out of 5. Cleveland can't hit the damn ball, so not a chance. And Ortiz walks. Neither team is, they're both yellow and walks, so none of that matters to me. Sonny Gray strikeouts down here in the red. Cleveland is 19th in strikeouts, so that's nothing we really care about. And Gray walks, we just talked about walks. So, all right, so now let's just go ahead and look at their earned runs and kind of just take a look at how they've been doing as pitchers overall recently. So, LL, first, you're up. Last 5 games earned runs, you can see he's been either really good or really bad. So, 6, 4, couples, 0 to the Yanks, 0 to A's, 0 to Angels. Yeah, all over the place. Let's look at Sonny Gray. Same story. Blanking 3 out of 5, but then got roughed up by 2 teams. So if we take a Nerfy, this is going to be kind of sweaty. But I like it. Why not? 6 easy outs, and then you get to focus on something else. I love that. Let's go matchup. Let's look at how they've been doing. Ortiz versus St. Louis. They tee off on you at all? Donovan's 5 for 6, though, with a 3 RBIs and a 2. Donovan likes facing him. That might be a play. It's only 6 at-bats. I wish it was more, but that's pretty, it's pretty impressive. All right. Contreras is a home run, 3 at-bats, whatever. Any bad ones? No. St. Louis versus righties. There you go. Cleveland versus righties, and Sonny Gray versus Cleveland. Historically, 286. Nope. Don't care. Hedges, 3 for 9, 2 of which have been home runs, solo shots, with a 1.4. So if you want a home run play, maybe Hedges, that might be something for you. So nothing standing out. And you know what? I'm going to trust, if you can shut down the Yankees and you can shut down the Dodgers, I think you can both shut down each other because your bats are not impressive. So let's do it. Let's have some fun. Let's go for the Nerfy. I'm going to trust when somebody points that out, one of the members points that out, I tend to like it. So let's go Nerfy. I like it. We're going to trust the records because apparently 4-0 to the Nerfy. Ortiz 5-0 lately. Was that 4 up straight, 4-0, 5-0 straight? I like it. We'll scribe the streaks. Nerfy next. All right, next up on the docket is going to be Toronto and Boston. Man, Boston, what are you doing? Ugh, they are falling apart. Where's it at? There it is. Boston, it's a pick 'em slightly, lean to Boston, but 8.5 is our total. When I say they're falling apart, I mean they fall apart. Look at the numbers: 30, 29, 27th in runs, 29th, 27 strikeouts. They can't walk. They can't do none except occasionally hit a triple, slightly hit a home run. They have 1 home run per game in the last 10. That's all they can do. They lost 5 in a row. They're struggling. They traded away Devers like dumbasses. I just, Man, say in Toronto's coming to town, who was top 10 in almost every batting category. So clear lean to Toronto in batting, lean to Toronto, and just they're not having a 5-game losing streak. You take the streaks in baseball. It's hard for streaks to get broken. So let's go look at the props and see what happens. What's happening? Let's go look at the Red Sox. Who's pitching? Bello versus Berrios. Barrios over 4.5 strikeouts. Well, you're going against Boston, who's 27th at 10.2. That's something to look at. We'll take a peek at that. Bello, 3.5 strikeouts. You're going against Toronto, who they don't strike out. They're third. They don't strike out much. So nope, not looking at that one. And then Barrios walks. Neither team. I don't care about walks. So let's look. Barrios, oh, you're barely hitting 5 and your line's 4.5. Your average is 5. See, this isn't good. When we see a line of 4.5, we want our average to be at least 5.5. At least 5.5 minimum. So we don't take this. Because this is going to be too much of a sweat. Like, look, he's had one. This 9 is doing a lot of heavy lifting. A lot of it. Most of it, he's down here. We go look at 2025. Yeah, he has potential to pop off. He's averaging the season's 5.06. That's right where he is last 5. Not a chance in hell we're touching that. So Bello versus Toronto. Historically, Bello, Vladdy, who we took Vladdy yesterday. I would take Vladdy again today if he was playing. We don't know if X-rays were negative, but he might not play. 417 and 24 bats with 2 homers, 10 ribbies, and a 1.2 against Bello. Man, that'd be fun to play, wouldn't it? That'd be real good, but I can't do it. Springer, 320, 1 home run, 2 ribbies, and a 800. Ew. I don't like the OPS being below 1, especially on the bat prop. Barger, 4 for 8, 500 with a 1.3. Not bad if you're looking for like hits. That might be a good for like a single hit. Let's go there, guys. Righties for Toronto. There you go. Boston versus righties. And Barrios versus Boston. Anybody see? Oh, Duran, 21 at bats, 476, 3 homers, 5 ribbies, 1.6. That's something we can take. That might be something we need to look at. Let's go pop over here and take a look. That's a good one. So, oh man. And I loaded up, and what do we see? Not a damn thing pops up. Only one player for both teams shows up in the top 10, 7 out of 10. That's Straw. Last 5, all we have is Straw to get a hit again. It's just Straw. No one else is even close. Look at that. That is pathetic. So I need history and recency. I need both of them to say hitter props, because batter props are so damn hard to hit. They're so hard. So, yeah, not a chance. You can take it if you want to. I'm not. No. Barrios, strikeouts, we're already passing on. We're not taking the batter prop. Let's go look back over here. Is there anything we want to take? I mean, I lean. Let's go look at the actual pitchers, how they've been actually doing. Let's go open up both of their. I already got Barrios open, so let's go earn runs. How you been doing, buddy? Earn runs. Yeah, outside of Philly, who teed off on you, you've been lights out, haven't you? 0, 1, 0, 0, and then here. And you pitching at least 6 innings? Yes, you are. Yeah, Barrios is pretty good. Outside of that one game. Bello, on your earned runs, you have been a couple 3s. You've been average. You're at a 1.6. Barrios is about a 1.4. Yeah, they're both really good. Except Boston can't hit the damn ball. So, and we saw history, they can't hit the ball either. So, Toronto money lines to play. I think Toronto plus 1.5. Toronto plus 100 money line straight up. I think I'm going to take Toronto on the money line for that plus 100. Probably won't put them in the parlay. We'll see. We'll build the money line parlay when we get to the end. But right now, I'll take Toronto money line next. Moving on, we have Minnesota and Detroit, and it's currently where's Detroit? Detroit, there you are. Slight favorite Detroit with an 8.5 total. We go to our spreadsheet. We look at that. Damn, look at the green. Look at all the green for Detroit. They've been balling out, haven't they? Looking good. Minnesota did good too. Thank you, Minnesota, for all the help you did yesterday. Heavy lifting. They popped out, showed something. 9th, 13th, 11th. Good stuff. This is greatness. If we have average or below average batting, over. Absolutely over. 8.5, absolutely. Let's go look at the pitchers. Give me bad pitching. Please give me bad pitching. Who do we have in this one? Detroit. Boop, boop. All right. Do we even have pitching? Sawyer Gibson's going out there. What the hell's your full name? Is this Gibson? It's Gibson something, right? Gibson Long. I knew it was hyphenated. You're going up against, well, I wish I could tell you because we don't know. Minnesota hasn't even decided what they're doing yet. And I refreshed this before I started the video, and I know this is updated. So, all right. Well, this is going to be a pass. That's not fun. That's not fun. And you're a bullpen guy, obviously. So, let's look at your bullpen stats. Let's just take a look over here, shall we? Yeah, these are all your games. Oh, you've only pitched in 4 games all season, actually. You started 1 on the 4th, but then since then, you've been 3 other games. See, Outlier only shows the starts. They don't show the bullpen stuff. They just don't do that. And we got to come over here and dig over here to see 4.2, but you didn't start. You still gave up earned run. You gave up 4 earned runs in the last game against Tampa because it's Tampa. Obviously, you did. So I don't know. No. There's a sheet. You can play that if you want. Let's think here. Let's think. We have two top 10 offenses. We have a bullpen game for Detroit. Now, given Detroit has probably one of the top three bullpens in the league, we know this. Who is Minnesota going to trot out there? Is Minnesota going to trot out there a minor leaguer? We fade those. Are they going to trot out there a bullpen game themselves? Double bullpen game with two top 10 offenses with an 8.5 total? Sign me up. I'm down for either way. Yeah, you know what we're going to do? We're going to roll the dice. If the books are brave enough to put a total out there without knowing who's pitching, that's on them. Give me the over in this bad boy. I'm going for it. Over 8.5. We're rolling the dice on that one. It's a little risky, I know, because we don't know the pitching that well. Because we know Gibson's going to pitch a couple innings and maybe. So outside of that, like, yeah, he pitched six. Yeah, look, he pitched 6.1 innings. Great. But yeah, he got rocked a little bit. It was them. So 8-3 over. Yeah, look at all these scores. Yeah, I'm down. Let's go 8.5 over next. Man, we were having fun today. I have a play on almost every game but the Yankee game so far. That's interesting. Philly, Atlanta. That's next. Who do we have? We have Braves 140 at home with a 9.5 total. We go to our sheet. We look at our numbers, and ooh, about the same. Everything's just kind of mid to below average. Literally. Braves are number 1 at walks. That's something to stand out for. Number 9 OBP. Okay, that makes sense. But nothing else. Ugh. Both on 2 and 3 game losing streaks. Let's go look at props. Obviously, they face each other a ton. So let's see what numbers we have and who's pitching today. Bryce Elder versus Mick Abel. Well, Elder strikeouts ain't a thing. Neither team strikes out. They're both in the yellow on strikeouts, so we're not going to look at that. There's nothing really to look at here. So let's look at both earned runs. So far, there ain't nothing standing out so far. Bats are the same. That doesn't. Ooh. 2.8, but you've been roughed up a little bit. 5.4, 1.13. Okay, 2.8 is not that bad. What is yours, earned runs? 1.8. Oh, you both got roughed up in your last game for 4 and 5 runs, huh? You both might be there's going to be a batter prop here. Watch. I feel it. I feel a batter prop about to form. Castellanos, 5 at bats, 400, 2 homers, 3 RBIs, 2. Potential. Not enough data, really, but potentially. I mean, we could put a dinger parlay together with all the 5, 6 at bats we've seen. There's been a few, like Duran from Boston, Castellanos. There's somebody else from earlier. I cannot remember who the hell it was. I think it was somebody in like the Mets, maybe Tampa. I can't remember now. You saw it, you remember. So that's something. Let's go righties versus Philly. There's your numbers. Atlanta versus righties. Abel versus them. Nothing here. So yeah, I don't like anything in this game. There's nothing just screaming take a side either way. This is one of those like, maybe, but I'm going to pass. No lean. Next. All right. We have San Fran and the White Sox. And currently it is 170 San Fran on the road with an 8.5 total. We go to our sheet. We look at our numbers. And again, just like the last game, this one's even worse though, because both teams are below average, but yet they suck at nerfies. If they're going to get runs, they're going to give them in the first inning. Like what? Like they're not good. So we can't even look at a nerfie in this one. Everything's just bad. San Fran doesn't strike out much, but man, the numbers are just not good. These aren't good. Let's go look over here. Let's see, pitching. Can pitching be good? Because under potentially could be a play. Potentially so far. That's what my thoughts are. Savale versus Urup. Urup earned runs. Nothing really stands out here. Savale earned runs. Let's take a look at you. How many times has Savale pitched since he's been here? See, that was Milwaukee. This will be his 3rd Chicago start. And his first start, only 2. Then Toronto teed off on him for 5. So 3rd time's a charm, perhaps. San Fran, you could do that potentially. Roop earned runs. You see 0-0-3. Who teed off on you? The Dodgers. The Dodgers did, of course. Savale versus San Fran. Anybody teed off on anybody? There's a home run for Yastrzemski, but nothing there. Nothing standing out. Devers is 2 for 10 with nothing to show for it. Righties versus San Fran. They like them some righties. They do like them some righties this season. Remember when they loved lefties last season? But now they love righties. Because San Diego was a team that everybody was green last season. And San Fran was green for nothing but lefties. How things change in one season. Crazy. Chicago versus righties. There you go. Ugh. And Root, history, nothing. So, again, I mean, I would probably lean San Fran, but I ain't trying to backland the root. Nobody telling we faded this man this year. This man, where's his hits? Yeah, we bet almost every single one of these right here. Every single one of these. And then they dropped the line to 4.5, and it's like, oh, that's too tight. 5.5. I mean, no, they bumped it back down to 4.5. Hold up, I just realized that. But he's been good recently. Like we bet all these though. These are all winners. You were here, you know this. But these, no, 3 hits against Boston. Boston's bad. Dodgers 4. That's impressive. Let's leave them alone. Your third start. There's no bats. Everything's bad. Let's pass. Next. All right, moving on to hopefully a better game. Seattle and Texas. Maybe. Seattle is, nope, it is a legit pick 'em with a 7.5 total out there. Interesting. When we see the bats for Seattle have been quite warm in the past, actually hot in the past week. So 5-5 last, they've lost the last two. Texas has been kind of cold. I say kind of, they're bottom five. They're very cold. So let's go look at pitchers. Pitchers, load them up, see what we got. Currently, Mariners, Rangers, get rid of that one. Evaldi's going out there against Gilbert. Evaldi, why does that feel like I haven't seen that man's name in a hot minute? Let's look at this real quick. Something feel, yeah, I knew I haven't seen this man's name in a minute. Evaldi's been out. Last time he pitched was May 27th. See, I see, I was like, wait a minute, I ain't seen this man in a hot minute. So, absolutely, let's see. Let's look at his earned runs. Let's take a look. Before he pitched, he was a beast, obviously. But he's been out for a month. So, what do we do here? Do we trust him to just jump back into the mid-season awesome form he was in? Because look at his season. Look at his last 7 games. 7 games. Just disgusting. Even before that, all this, he's had a 1 average on the season. Dude is a beast. Like, this is Cy Young-worthy numbers. Like, that is crazy. So, but then he got hurt, obviously, 2 innings. So, he's been gone for a month. Does he jump back in against Seattle, of all teams, who are looking like this offensively? I kind of want to see 1 game. Does that make sense? Am I talking sense here? I want to see how he does with 1 game. How does he look? Does he look good? So, I'm going to leave him alone. Let's look at Gilbert. How have you been doing? You just came back yourself. See, you pitched 2 games now. And you got rocked. I say rocked. 4 earned runs is not rocked, but maybe for you it is because, your season's 1.75, and that's adding in the 4 runs you gave up against Chicago last time. You're more of a strikeout guy, though. That's what I like to see about you. And 6 strikeouts. Texas is 8th in strikeouts, so I can't really use that. Sorry, can't do it. So this one's a lot of. Let's look at the matchups. Evaldi versus Seattle. Tell me if somebody tees off. Polanco is 11 at bats with a 4.55 and 3 RBIs and a 1.0. Polanco might be good for like an HRR play because, or just a hit period because Evaldi's first game back, he might be a little rusty, so Polanco might be able to get him a hit. Anybody else tee off a little bit? Julio's got a 313 with a home run. I'd rather have a 455 than a 313 any day of the week. Nothing else really. Let's go look at Polanco. That might be a play. Let's see if we can work with that. Swap this over to Mariners. And let's see. Polanco, are you on this list? Carter, Young, Solano, Randy, Corey, Evan. Nope, no Polanco. Let's go over here. Are you in this list? Solano, Smith, Cal, Randy, no Polanco. Where the hell's Polanco? How far down? Let's go look at him then. How about that? Players, swap it. Polanco, Jorge. Ew. Oh, man is struggling. He is nothing in the last 3 games, a period. And then he's barely, oh my God, this is terrible. Yep, not doing that one. So, all right. Well, I think you know where we're going this one. I don't know what to do. Evaldi's a monster. We know this. He's a beast, but I want to see 1 game if he continues to be a beast. Seattle, Gilbert, main thing for him, strikeouts. I can't use that against Texas. You see the numbers here. So I'm going to sit back, pass on this one, move on. Next. Moving on, we got Cubs in Houston. Currently, we have basically a pick 'em with an 8.5. Look at all the pick'ems today. Crazy. We got bats doing well for Chicago. Houston, pretty good. The runs can be higher because you're 3rd in average in hits. You should have more runs, but you're straining dudes out there. That's all it is. You're not clutch enough. That's all I'm saying. You strike out too much. Let's go look at the props. Let's look at the pitchers. See who we have in this bad boy. And we got Cubs and Astros. Load them up, and we see we got Cade Horton. Here's a who versus Brandon Walter again. All right. Let's look at Walter's earned runs. Let's look at Cade's earned runs. Nothing standing out so far. Both teams have pretty above average to great offenses, so potentially an over might be in play. If Walter gave up 7 to the Angels, he was good against Tampa, really. Cleveland and Minnesota, that was your debut, though. So I believe it was your debut. Don't quote me on Cade, you're averaging 2.21. How many innings are you pitching? 5.1 innings. Yeah, Seattle got you for 3. I could see. I'm leaning over. My first initial instinct is over. These 2 pitchers don't really scare me. Both teams are doing good with the bats. Let's see. Nothing looks. Walter versus Cubs. Nothing really there. Lefties versus Cubs. How are they overall? They got a bunch of twos in the Reds, and even the Greens are like high twos and some threes. Nobody looks like they really suck against lefties except Bertie, who's a buck 90. Everybody else is pretty decent. So Cubs versus lefties might be okay. Houston versus righties. You should be okay as righties. And Horton, nothing. So I think I kind of want to take the over in this one. Just something 2 average, and then you're sitting on a 2.5 average on these both earned runs? Yes, they both are. I think I want to trust the bats here. Something's telling me trust the bats. They're combining for over 10 by themselves. They're both hitting. This could be higher because the averages are higher. 8.5 minus 105. Yeah, let's take that. We're going to go over 8.5 in this one. We'll go 8.5 and let's move on to the next one. All right, next up we got Dodgers and Kansas City, and that's, you go from playing Tampa for 3 games or whatever many games it was to playing Dodgers. You're playing back-to-back top 2 offenses. That's hilarious. You'll see in a second. Where the Dodgers at? Where are the Dodgers at? Who's hiding the Dodgers? Colorado, Chicago. There they are. I'm blind. Leave me alone. 154 Dodgers, 9.5 is our total spreadsheet. Here you go. There you go. Look at all the green. Single digit greens. Love that. Versus 29, 29, 29, 29, 27, 27, 26. Jeez. KC, what's up? You got shut out yesterday. I know shut out 4-1. 4-0 or 4-1. I can't remember what it was. Either way, you lost. So let's get the pictures. Boop, boop. Load them up. Doyers versus Royals with cheese. Dustin May over walks. KC's number 1 at walks. I mean, number 1 at strikeouts, not walks. 27 to walks. What am I talking about? Dustin May earned runs. Going against KC? I don't think so. Dustin May hits? Nope. Let's just look at the earned runs. Yeah, this is going to be a quick little, Noah Cameron's going out there. All right, well, last time I bet on Noah Cameron, I was confident. I said, Noah Cameron's got me. He's going to take care of my money. You know what he did? He said, the Yankees can have every bit of that money. I don't give a damn about your money. And then he goes right back to being good. So Noah Cameron might be the dude who's like really good against everybody, but the great teams. And then if you're that type of pitcher, great. It happens. Like, you can shut down like 25 teams in the league. There's going to be 4 teams that are going to whoop your ass. I think today might be one of those days. You saw the Dodgers numbers, right? You saw them. Let's look at the matchups. Cameron, obviously no data versus Dodgers. Dodgers versus lefties. Well, I mean, 367 for Will Smith. Let's see, 312 for Ohtani. Teoscar. I butchered that man's name, but you know, T. Hernandez. Yeah, they're not bad. They're not bad. Could be better. Righties for KC, struggling. Justin May, nothing. Hana's got a 375 at 8 bats. Only one, huh? No, this is Dodgers. What's the money line? 154 Dodgers. It feels low. That feels very low. But that's because they love Noah Cameron. That's why. I'm going to trust the Dodgers here. To the point where I'm just going to go straight up money line parlay. Just straight up Dodgers, money line, LADML. Easy. Easy on this one. We're going to trust the bats to keep doing the bat thing. If they can't score runs, they're averaging 2.8. They're averaging 6.3. If they just do half their average, they still win. That's 3.15. They still win. So, yeah, give me Dodgers to play normal and KC to continue to do what they do, which is stay at the bottom. And we'll move on. Next. All right, we got Rockies and Brew Crew. Speaking of top offenses, we found them. It is Milwaukee. They're facing Colorado pitching. Oh, my God. I just realized that. Uh-oh, spaghetti. 195 Milwaukee, 8.5 is our total. Spreadsheet. Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 2, 2. Yeah. Yeah, triples and home runs, they're mid at. Strikeouts, everything else they're amazing at. 7.1 runs per game. I think that might be the highest we've seen this whole season. 317 average, which is only slightly behind, who was it, Tampa? I think it's number 1. I can't remember. Yeah, you know the top teams. But then Colorado's not too, they're going down though. These numbers were all green a couple days ago. You can tell the downtrend is happening. So, yeah, 29th in strikeouts. Yeah, let's go look at pitching. Is it Senzatella day? Who's pitching today? I love Senzatella day, if he is the pitcher. Let's see who we got. Rockies Brew Crew. It is Kyle Freeland day. Huh. That's interesting. So Quintana's pitching too. Quintana pit strikeouts. You have not gone over. You've not hit 5 strikeouts in 5 straight games and 8 out of 10. Are you even really a pitcher? Are you? If you can't strike people out, are you even a pitcher? I don't know. Let's look at Freeland earned runs. Let's look at Quintana earned runs. We'll just kind of take a look at how they've been doing overall. Clearly, this is a Milwaukee lean. Clearly. And they're at home, too. Freeland is giving up 4.332. Not bad. 2.2 for a Rocky pitcher is impressive. You might as well put this man in the All-Star game. Look at the numbers. That's great. Compared to his counterparts. Quintana earned runs. You're at a 1.8. You've been pretty good. Except St. Louis got you for 5. Everybody else you kind of shut down. under? No. And not against Milwaukee's bats. You lost your mind? Quintana, history versus Rockies. Damn, 30 at bats up 133 is not good. Toglia's got 2 home runs and 3 at bats though. Toglia likes facing them. But where was this, in Colorado? We don't know. Lefties for Rockies. How are they doing? Not terrible, to be honest. Actually, not bad at all. The Rockies' bats aren't the problem. They're average to above. They're about above average, I would say. It's their pitching we know is terrible. Milwaukee versus lefties. Yeah, they're about the same. They're pretty decent too. Freeland versus Milwaukee. Here we go. 357 for Hoskins and 14 at bats with an 857. You have 5 at bats with a home run. You have 5 at bats with a home run. Yelich has been garbage. Outside of that, I am concerned all of a sudden. Like, okay, like both pitchers are good, both bats are good. So now we have a dilemma. What do we do here? I can't trust an over when I have 2. Yes, I'm saying it. 2 good pitchers. Freeland's a good pitcher. He's just wearing a Rockies jersey for now until he gets traded. It should probably happen. But other than that, I can't. I don't know what to do. I kind of lean Milwaukee, but then Freeland's good. The Rockies bats are good enough to keep them in games. This could be a game Rockies can win because of Freeland. Freeland can keep them in the game enough to where the bats can help them win. So no, I don't want no part of this. Not a chance. Give me the hell away from this one. Pass. Next. All right, moving on. 2 games left. Washington and the Angels. And that is going to be LA 160 with an 8.5 total. We look it up. Bunch of mid. Bunch of yellow. A little bit of red mixed in. Nope. Don't like this at all. 30th in strikeouts. I love that. If Washington's throwing out a strikeout pitcher, man, if Gore's pitching today, that would be beautiful. That would be beautiful, but I don't think he is. Who is pitching today? Oops, I hit this. Just give me the overs. Thank you. Scroll down. It is Angels, and it is going to be Jake Irvin versus Soriano. Irvin earned runs. It's over 2.5, 4 out of 5. Really? What's your strikeouts? You're not a strikeout pitcher either. My God. How are these pitchers not strikeouts? Like, you can't get 4 or 5 strikeouts a game. Like, come on. In the year 2025, for shame on you. For shame. Earned runs 2.5. You're averaging 3.6. Jake Irvin has not been great, except he kind of shut down the Dodgers a little bit, didn't he? It's 5 innings. That's impressive. Not bad at all. Soriano, earned runs. Let's take a look. You've been quite good at earned runs. How are your strikeouts looking? 10, 12. Damn, dude. 6.6 average on a 5.5. That technically works. But Washington's 7th in strikeouts. Not a chance. Let's look at Jake Irvin's strikeouts. Come on, give me something good. 7 against the Dodgers. Damn, 5 against Rockies. You hit the number, but it's only 5. 4, 3, 0. How do you get a 0 in 5 innings? How is that a thing? I kind of lean it now. I kind of lean Jake Irvin to get strikeouts over Angels. Let's look at the histories. Soriano, there are your stats. There you go. Cool. Righties. Yep, there you go. Angels versus righties. Yep. And then Irvin versus Angels. Nothing really except for 11 at-bats for Wade. That sounds crazy, but I like the uptrend. I like the history, the progression we have showing. He's getting better with strikeouts. I kind of like that. So I know his average is only 3.8, and I know his line's 4.5. This is going against my logic, and 100% against it. If you don't like it, don't take it. I'm going to trust the upward trend here. There's a trend. You can see it clearly. I'm going to trust this, and I'm going to take it. We're going to take Irvin. I might regret this 100%, but guess what? Sometimes you got to have a little fun, right? That's all this is fun. We're betting for fun. We're betting to make money. We're betting to make the games better. Everybody has a reason why they bet. So I bet to make money and to make the games more interesting and to make Fridays more interesting. It's Friday, baby. So we're going to go Irvin over 4.5Ks. We're going to see how this trend works because, damn it, Angels are terrible at strikeouts. Like last, 10.6. If you're last in the majors, you swing and miss, and that's not just recently. At home, they're 10.2. Whole season are 9.8. They just suck at strikeouts. So we're going to take advantage of that. Irvin, over 4.5Ks. Minus 130? Yeah, I'm down for that. Next. Last game, best game. Maybe, who knows. Miami, Arizona. Interesting little matchup we have. It is Arizona 180 with an 8.5 total. Miami's been cashing for us this week. I've taken it a couple times in the plus line, and it has worked out nicely. So, what do we have? 2 top 10 offenses, pretty much. Very nice. Very nice indeed. 4-game winning streak for the Fish. All right, I see you. I see you, Fish. Let's look at the pitchers. Who do we have in this one? Load them up. Marlins, D-backs. Merrill Kelly versus Perez. Yuri. Okay. Earned runs. Let's look at both of them. Don't really have anything. Well, I didn't know strikeouts. Merrill Kelly has gone 6 strikeouts at least in 5 of 5 and 9 of 10. So Miami, how are you with strikeouts, guys? Ninth at 7.6. So not really a good. It's good and good. We don't want to do that. We want to take something else if possible. Perez has only pitched in 3 games this year. You can see his 3-4, 3-1 on the earned run market. That is a 2.67, not best. Merrill Kelly, 2 average. Where's the strikeouts at? Ooh, 7.77, 8.6. You're averaging basically. And you did that against Colorado 7, San Diego 7, Seattle 7. It doesn't matter who it is. Washington, one of the top ones of strikeouts. San Diego, one of the top ones of strikeouts. Seattle and Colorado, some of the bottom ones of strikeouts. It don't matter. This man gonna get 7. That's what he does. So plus 110, huh? Let's look at the matchups. Kelly versus Fish. Anything there? Sanchez, 286 with a home run. Not really. Righties for the Fish. Arizona versus righties. Perez versus Arizona. Nothing. I'm tempted to take Kelly strike. I know. Let's look at the whole season. Man, he's hit this line in 8 straight now, 9 straight. That's impressive. I do like streaks. I like trends. Have you faced Miami? That's the next question I want to ask. Yes, and you struck out 9 when you faced him earlier this season. Yep, there we go. There's what I wanted to see. Yes, I like that. He had a rough game. Miami showed up. He shut him down, and then he's been on fire since. So, yep, we're going to take that. Absolutely. Kelly over 5.5. Okay, so we're going to ride the streak with him. Come on, buddy. Just get plus 110 as well. Plus 110. How do you do? I do well. Thank you. So let's go back to the schedule. That was all the games. What we need to do is now, I said I was putting together a moneyline parlay. We already have Tampa in it. So now we need at least, I like to do a 4-gamer. 3 or 4 games, maybe 5. We'll see. Who do we want to add to it? So I already have the Mets in there as a moneyline play. I have Toronto as a moneyline play. I have the Dodgers as a moneyline play. I can just throw those 3 in there with Tampa and be good to go. I might just do that. Because let's kind of scroll back through the sheets real quick. So first one was Pittsburgh. That's potential. Let's just go ahead and throw the Mets on there as a potential. We'll put them all in there, and then we'll narrow it down and make us a nice, little tidy parlay. How about that? So Mets, I know it doesn't look great, but we're trusting the pitching and the fact that Pittsburgh cannot hit lefties. Okay. Baltimore was a strikeout prop. Yankees was a pass completely, but I did lean the Yankees money line, but I'd be damned if I put the Yankees in my money line parlay and they screw me over again. It's happened multiple times. Not today. Cincinnati, San Diego was a earned run play. Basically, we're fading Cincy, so we could take San Diego. That could be a play too. So let's put San Diego in there as an option. Let's see. We'll throw everybody in there as an option to see what the hell happens, what it looks like. Let's see. Moving on. Cleveland, St. Louis is a nerfy play. Just straight up nerfy. I don't like anything else in that one. Just nerfy. Let's go. Boston, Toronto is definitely Toronto money line. So we got definitely add me some Toronto in there. TOR, baby. And keep it moving. Keep her moving. Detroit, Minnesota was all about runs, just runs in general. So over, no real play in that one. Next 3 were all passes. So Atlanta, Philly. Everything's too close. Nothing looks good. White Sox, San Fran, just trash. That's all that is. Probably San Fran, but the way I ain't trusting the pitcher. I ain't doing it. Texas, Seattle, probably Seattle, but Evaldi's pitching for Texas. We already discussed that. Come on. That's a beast. Houston Cubs. This was all about runs because of the offenses. What else we got in here? KC Doyas for sure, obviously. Put the Dodgers on there. You gotta put the Dodgers on your list. So we can go LAD. I like to put it, come on, LAD, type it out, thank you. Let me just make this thing bigger. And then let's keep going. We got Milwaukee and the Rados. I leave Milwaukee, but I'm scared. Freeland's not a bad pitcher. We talked about this. Someone's telling me leave us alone. Milwaukee should win this one, but you never know. Angels, Washington, I'm taking the Ks, the strikeouts, and lastly, I'm also taking strikeouts. So yeah, so that gives me a 5. If I just took like it is, I would have Mets, Tampa, San Diego, Toronto, Dodgers. Mets, Toronto, Dodgers, and then I have different plays for San Diego, Tampa, but that gave me a 5-game parlay. You know what? That don't sound too bad. It doesn't really sound bad at all. So, I might do that. I might just take all 5. Why not, right? Why not? Why the hell not? Let's have a little fun with it. So, yeah, I will do that. I'm gonna do a moneyline parlay of those 5: Mets, New York Mets, Tampa, San Diego, Toronto, and the Dodgers. Sound good? Cool. Good deal. So go to the schedule. Tomorrow is Saturday. You have all the games here. You see them. Anybody good? Sandy's pitching. Can't really fade him, but Sandy versus PFAT. Oh my God. If they're both bad, 20 runs. Shohei's pitching. Okay. All right, Otani. We see you. Who else is pitching? Senzatalia Day. Oh man, beautiful day. Beautiful day. Oh, anybody else? Anybody else standing out? Such a great day already. Love it. All right, enough of that. Appreciate you being here. Drop a like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you're playing, how you've been playing, how you've been doing. You winning this week? You should be winning because I'm winning. That means if you're following me, you're winning. So let me know. Let us know what you're playing. Let me know if I missed anything. I tend to overlook things. I ain't perfect. So other than that, drop a like, subscribe. Almost to 20K. Check out Outlier. Check out the HQ. Check out all of it. And we'll see you tomorrow on Saturday for some more MLB. Peace.